Now that you guys have answered these questions, if you could double your income in half the time, how would that look? And if nothing changed, how hard would it be? Really key important part of doing this exercise is making sure you're able to visualize what your life will actually be like when you're doubling your income by working half of the time. So make sure you're clear on that vision. What does your day to day look like? What does your sleep schedule look like? What are you eating throughout the day? You can get very detailed on this, and the more detailed you are, the easier it is to aim because you're actually constructing this target that just gets more clear, and the more clear it is, the bigger it gets. And yes, my question is now, which one's more compelling for you? I think when you want to sell other people, you need to know what sells you. Like, this is exercise number 2. I want to make sure you guys write this down. Write down 3 things that you recently bought or were sold, and why'd you buy them? Like, why did you buy them? What made you take your hard-earned money and buy this product? Was it something somebody said to gain something, to run away from something? Learn your own buying process in your mind, and it'll be a lot easier to sell other people. And then do the opposite. Write down 3 things that you have been presented and why you didn't buy them. What turned you off? Was it too expensive? Did you just not see the value? Was it you just didn't see the story or the solution that this product could have? Some people I say this to, and they'll go buy something that they were presented to a couple months ago because they see a different vision of what that product can do for them. So go through that list. Make sure you bust it out. I'm going to give you guys a minute to do that. Make sure you do it. So there's 3 phases in a sales process. The first one is you want to engage the prospect. How are you going to reach out to them? Are you going to call them? Are you going to knock on their door? Are you going to send them a letter in the mail? First thing you got to do is engage people. That's number 1. Number 2 is you want to enroll people into a program. People don't love to be sold, but they do love to buy. And especially if they're part of something bigger than them, they'll usually get it. A big point in a sales process is justifying to others. If in my mind I'm sold on buying a course for $5,000, $10,000, but I know I'll never convince my wife, I'm not going to buy the course. But if that course I can justify that $5,000 going to the course to her, I'm way more likely to make the decision. So make sure when you're presenting a product or service to somebody that you're giving them reasons to justify this product to other people, not even themselves. That will happen. When you make contact with somebody, you gotta get their attention. How are you gonna make somebody, especially now where we have Instagram or TikTok, whatever, where it's like every 5 seconds you're seeing something new? How are you going to grab somebody's attention with that? We'll talk a little bit more about that later. So let's go back to engagement. How do you engage the perfect prospect? The first thing you want to do is you want to prepare to communicate. You want to make sure you look clean. You want to make sure that the frog is out of your throat. You want to make sure that you're going to be present. And that's number 2. Make sure you control your state. Something I like to do is envision what the prospect's going to feel like after they bought from me before I even meet the prospect. It's like, do I want them to feel happy? Do I want them to feel secure? Do I want them to feel scared? Do I want them to feel like this is urgent? Do I want them to feel calm? Like, get that in your mind and then go execute on it. After that, step 3 is make contact. That's how you engage a prospect. You got to make contact. Um, the last two things to engage a prospect are: one, connect. Connect with the prospect. People do business with people they like, and people like people that are like them. So connect with them. We'll go deeper on that as well later too. If you can compel somebody to buy, congrats, you just made a sale. The very last thing is just get their interest. If somebody's not interested, they're not going to buy. So what can you do to create a little bit of interest?